Rumors are that allegedly Kandi is under attack. But by who? And for what reason? Well, I have some new information that may answer all of those questions and more right after this. What's up, kinfolk, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do me a favor and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, do me a favor and get notified, so you'll know whenever I upload new videos to the channel. Alright, kinfolk, come on into the house. We have a lot to talk about. And it centers around rumors that allegedly Kandi is in danger. But from who? And for what reason? I have some new information that may answer all of those questions and more. And here it goes. Rumors are that Kandi is allegedly in danger of a huge clash with two individuals. Sources say that allegedly Kandi is being overtly terrorized on her current escape tour. It's real obvious now that this individual is trying to get under Kandi's skin. Her last stunt really proves it. Kandi is a very mild-mannered person, and it seems that this other person is desperately trying to make Kandi come out of character in a big way. But for what reason? The source continued. It seems like the antagonizer is trying to make Kandi go off so bad that people will be turned off by Kandi's behavior and stop defending her online, ended the source. It seems as if this person is tired of nothing negative sticking to Kandi's reputation. Allegedly, this person has become increasingly frustrated by her failed attempts to paint Kandi as the bad guy. And she has become allegedly so frustrated that she crossed one big line in a very obvious way. So what was it? And who is this alleged antagonizer? Well, sources say that allegedly Tamar is the antagonizer trying to bring Kandi down. So, what did she do to get under Kandi's skin? Well, sources say allegedly Tamar invited Kandi's biggest enemy, Phaedra, backstage at a recent tour stop. Another source said everyone was scratching their heads trying to figure out how Phaedra got backstage without Kandi knowing. Everyone knows that Kandi is real protective of her personal space, especially on tour. So, to see someone who has brought nothing but negative energy to Kandi backstage was completely out of line, ended the source. One insider said that rumors are that Tamar allegedly brought Phaedra backstage during the concert to take a silent shot at Kandi. But the source also said they couldn't confirm this rumor simply because there was no photographic or videographic evidence that Tamar and Phaedra were even together. For now, sources are speculating that given rumors that allegedly Tamar is trying to create an opening for her to join the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise, we may be in for more stunts from her, especially towards Kandi. Now, kinfolk, when this rumor was brought to me, I must say I was really wondering where this rumor came from, because we understand that allegedly there's been some tension between Kandi and Tamar, and we pretty much thought it had died down. But when this rumor came across my desk that this has been an alleged ongoing issue, I was wondering how this particular moment happened. And then I realized this. I feel like this rumor came from the fact that Phaedra was seen backstage at an escape tour taking pictures with Porsha, someone who Kandi is in the process of rebuilding a friendship with. And I will admit, when I first saw Phaedra backstage at the concert, I thought to myself, wow, I think Phaedra and Kandi might be on a road to becoming good friends. And that's where I left it at. Until this rumor came about, and I was completely dumbfounded. And that's when I went to my sources to ask them, like, what's going on behind the scenes of, this current tour and the current relationship that Kandi and Tamar and Phaedra currently have. And in speaking to my sources about this, it's pretty much has been the same thing, especially when it comes to Kandi and Phaedra's relationship. And my sources are saying that there just isn't a relationship there. That the two ladies have come to a realization that they probably would never be friends anytime soon, and that it's best they keep it that way. As we all know, their friendship broke up in a very dramatic way, and I think for the longest, the best thing for the two of them were to really just part ways from one another, because a lot of people felt like there was no accountability from Phaedra in a role that she played in that rumor, and that was a big roadblock, a lot of people said, for Kandi opening back up to Phaedra. And the longer Phaedra took to really accept an accountability, the farther Kandi distanced herself from her. Now, I will say this about this particular rumor, that there is ongoing, antagonizing from Tamar towards Kandi behind the scenes. And the part of that rumor that I don't believe is this. I don't think, and I could be wrong, I don't think that Tamar is that manipulative or that sneaky to play this overt game of let me get under Kandi's skin by bringing her enemy backstage to the concert. Do I think Tamar is petty like that? Yes. And now that I think about it, she is kind of sneaky and can be. She was on Big Brother, and that's really a big mind game show. And so Tamar, I don't believe, is above playing mind games. But in this particular situation, I don't think Tamar did this in terms of bringing Phaedra behind the scenes at the Escape Tour to get under Kandi's skin, simply because I feel like Tamar understands now that attacking Kandi so publicly is just the wrong road to go down, because Kandi is universally loved by a lot of people and respected by a lot of people. And when you look at the two, and if they ever went head toe to toe, Kandi is just really not, but Tamar is really not in Kandi's weight class. And Tamar really would have to be punching up a lot. So I don't think that Tamar will stick her neck out to continue to antagonize Kandi in this way to prove a point, or to, frustrate her, simply because I really feel like she understands that more backlash from her will come about doing things like that than it would go to Kandi. Now it's another part of this rumor that I just, in my opinion, kinfolk, I find also very hard to believe. And the thing that the other part of this rumor that I find very hard to believe is this. I doubt that Phaedra would allow herself to be a pawn in some alleged mind games that Tamar is playing with Kandi. I think Phaedra is too smart for that. I think that if anything, Phaedra will make another person a pawn, like she did with Porsha, then before she will allow herself to be one. Now, a lot of people are thinking, well, Phaedra has expressed her willingness to want to get back on the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise, and she has expressed her willingness to want to get back in front of the cameras of a reality TV show. So playing this little game of cat and mouse with Tamar, could very well give her some type of attention and some type of press that people could see her coming back into the folds of reality television. However, when I think about that, I also think that just does not add up when it pertains to Phaedra and Kandi's relationship, in terms of them trying to get under each other's skin. And the reason why I find it very hard is because in the past, Phaedra has talked about this very openly, that she just really does try to avoid places and events she knows Kandi is going to be at. And that she has made some very valid attempts not to have to cross paths with Kandi. And Kandi pretty much vice versa. Even though we do know they have been at certain events together, my sources are telling me it's always been this understood fine line, not only between the ladies, but also the people behind the scenes, Kandi's team and Phaedra's team, that those two are not to ever cross paths with one another. So I really do find it very not so much believable that Phaedra would allow herself to be used as a pawn and by Marlo of all people to get back at Kandi and to make Kandi mad. I will say this though, was one part of this rumor that was very telling, I think, and it does have it was very telling, and it does not involve Phaedra, Kandi, or Tamar, but it involves this other person, and the person is Porsha. I really feel like this picture of Porsha and Phaedra backstage at the Escape concert really says more about her character than it does about Tamar, Kandi, or Porsha or Phaedra. And the reason why I say that is because Porsha knows that the relationship between Kandi and Phaedra is not good, right? So it would seem as if you're trying to not only create a friendship with Kandi, but trying to sustain one, you probably would not want to be seen socializing or even taking pictures with someone who is, Kandi's sworn enemy. Now, we don't know if Kandi and how she sees Phaedra behind the scenes. We're just going on what we see in front of us. And the way that Phaedra ended that relationship with Kandi, I think anyone can pretty much agree that if a person ended their friendship the way Phaedra did, then that is the other person's sworn enemy, right? And so I think it says a lot about Porsha that she would take pictures and hang out with Phaedra in such a sacred environment for Kandi, where she's trying to stay in a good headspace to create a great show for her fans. Now, I will admit, I don't think Kandi is that childish to say, well, I'm not her friend, I'm your friend, so you can't be friends with her. I don't think Kandi is that petty. Nene is, but I don't think Kandi is that petty. And I really don't think that Kandi really cares that Porsha took a picture with Phaedra in that aspect. But I do feel like it says more about Porsha than it does about Phaedra or even Tamar, if you are to believe these rumors, because of course it's speculation and alleged information altogether. But kinfolk, it is one last part of this rumor that I do find somewhat possible, and it's this. If you are to believe the rumors that Tamar is desperately trying to get on the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise, or is trying to at least get back in reality television, then you probably could expect some more attacks from Tamar towards Kandi. Now, conventional thinking would be like, I could see her doing that in order to create storylines, in order to create tension, so producer can say, well, if you want to make Kandi come to work and show up to work next season for Real Housewives of Atlanta, let's put Tamar on the cast, and that can really shake things up and get Kandi, even more dramatic and make good footage and good scenes. However, I will say this. I do think, and to circle back around to my first point, I do think that is a very possible thing from Tamar, if you are to believe the rumors that she's trying to get on Real Housewives of Atlanta. But I think she understands now that is a fruitless endeavor, simply because when it comes to Kandi's reputation, it's pretty much a legit reputation where people really do support her and really do feel like she's a very honest person and a very solid person. So to try to attack someone like that is really can only backfire on the person who's doing the attacking, and in this case, allegedly, is Tamar. And I think Tamar is smart enough to realize that, and so I think that moving forward, she probably would be less amped to come at Kandi, or less willing to try to tear at Kandi's reputation or at Kandi and Todd's reputation, because it really is one of those type things where Kandi is just like, a person whose reputation speaks for himself. And when your reputation speaks for itself, it's very hard for other people to try to convince other people that what they're seeing, what they have come to know, is not the real person who they think they are. But kinfolk, as always, things do change. But I do want to know from you guys, kinfolk, let me know in the comment section below. If you are to believe this rumor that Tamar is allegedly antagonizing Kenya backstage at their concert, let me know if you think that Kandi cares about these alleged attacks, or do you think that Kandi is very aware of them and right now she's just playing cool but is very furious behind the scenes? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Alright, kinfolk, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.